My name's Reed.
Richie Miller.
Sean Robinson.
Jamie Reason.
Nathaniel Hancock.
Jason Lewis.
Sam Marks, I'm 27. I've been dancing for 20 years and I joined Tap Dogs in 2010.
So I got an email from the APY Lands asking if Tap Dogs would like to come down and do a performance and judge a dance night within the communities. So I called back and said, yeah, that would be something that would be really interesting to do. They said, would you like to go around and visit the communities? It was a great opportunity for us. We've toured a lot around the world. It was just good to be in our own country, go to Central Australia and see some of the most amazing countryside that I've ever seen. We split up into different groups and went to different communities over the entire week, and we all came back together again. We did a performance and it was a very moving and wonderful and enjoyable experience.
I'm Jamie Reason, I'm 19 years old. This is my very first gig with the Tap Dogs, so about 6 days, and it's been great so far. The first stop we went to Pipplajara, then to Murpitcha, and then last day we went to Amara. The very first community we went to in Pipplajara, me and Richie started with solos, and just when Richie was doing his solo, I think he did like a slide, and just seeing the kids' reaction, like the little giggles. He went up on his toes and just like, wow, and to see the joy they got from like us doing just something we do just for fun and for a career, and then they see that and it's just like, wow, it just makes their day. I teach a bit in Sydney, but obviously going to these remote communities where there's like nothing around, and these kids, they don't have much around. At the start, they're kind of nervous and a bit reluctant to get up there and try it, and then as soon as one kid comes up, they're all up there, and suddenly they're all having fun, and they pick up the steps and the rhythm so well. Like a lot of the time, even if they can't understand you or hear you, it just speaks through the rhythm, then they connect to that.
We started in Ernabella, moved over to Mimili, then Iguodala. We're going down this dirt track at like 120 kilometers an hour, and our driver Ruben just slams on the brakes, reverses back about 100 meters and finds a tiny little thorny devil lizard just camouflage into the ground, and he drove around with us for like the next hour and a half. It's pretty cool. Going to the first school probably, and just seeing the different conditions that they have compared to our schools back in Sydney. Just showing how happy the kids are, even in the conditions that they're in. I don't think any of us really knew what to expect coming into this trip, but it was really eye-opening, really cool to see all the kids and see how happy they are, to see such a cool variety of staff members that are from all over Australia that have come to these locations to teach the kids, and just sort of like the spirit and unity that they all have together. It's pretty cool.
I went to Pipplajara the first day, went to Murpitcha the second, and Amata the third, and then we all eventually ended up in Ernabella. Some of my favorite moments, interacting with some of the kids, seeing their abilities to connect with us, and rhythm is a universal language. I had this experience where we were just all standing in a circle, flipping off the trees and showing each other our moves and our tricks, and that was very special for me. There was another moment where I woke up in the morning and literally walked out the front door, and there were 3 donkeys outside the gate. Hopped over the gate and kind of just became one of them. Fed them, ate with them. Yeah, it was pretty incredible. Another experience, we were riding down one of the dirt roads with Paul and Dean, and Paul just stopped and pulled out, he stopped and pulled off this honeysuckle from one of the plants and literally slapped it on our hands, and this honey just kind of emerged from the plant, and we could literally lick it from our palms. So just that experience of just freedom, like just no expectations, not knowing what to expect, was what I really enjoyed. I'm from the States, and you literally think there's kangaroos hopping around. It was definitely what they put in our head of that image, but getting out here, you think you're in a different country, way beyond what I would have ever imagined. you have to have patience in life. You can't be too serious. You have to have fun. Like coming out here, they literally have nothing and we have everything, and just being able to adapt and seeing how they live and understanding that and then taking that back home with us was such a beautiful, hit me right in the heart.
Some of my favourite moments, really, I think, besides seeing the different communities and how people live out here, it's pretty harsh, the environment. It was actually, in fact, driving from community to community through the lands and on the roads and seeing the countryside. I mean, that experience for me was fantastic. I mean, just to be driving along, all of a sudden you come across 10 camels. It was pretty special and pretty amazing. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
So in APY Lands, my crew, Nathaniel, Reed and myself, we went to Mimili, Ernabella, Idaltna were the 3 communities that we visited. My experience going to APY Lands was amazing. Kids are kids anywhere you go in the world, I think, and just seeing the communities and the children in school, so happy for us to be there and learning new things and interacting with them was a really magical thing for me. The Australian countryside's absolutely beautiful. It wasn't what I expected. I really didn't plan to see it in my head on what it was to expect, but you know, we saw wildlife anywhere from kangaroos to little lizards to everything, and the landscape changes so much as you go. The best experience was to see Ayers Rock. It's an amazing wonder of the world. The size of it was just enormous, and you can just feel a real spiritual connection everywhere around these lands and around the rock. And look, if we get asked to come back here again, I would jump on the opportunity. I love how everyone just got in and did everything. It's a real community vibe, and I'm really proud and honoured to have been asked to be here and to travel the lands. One of my favourite moments of this trip was the Ernabella Festival. To see 10 different schools and communities, all different, come together and unite through dance was a really special thing. The students put amazing performances together, and you can see in their faces the joy and their costumes and their sets, and the whole community was watching, and it was a great experience and it was a great moment. We are strong.
Favourite moments, probably getting to the first school and just really seeing how the community and the school interacts and the teachers and all that sort of stuff. It's very obviously different to what we know, but really eye-opening and really special thing to see. All the kids are incredible. They're all just so happy and so excited to see us and so affectionate and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. Also, I think when we were doing the workshops, nearing the end of the workshops, we started letting the kids try on our boots and sort of run around, tap around, bang around. It was really cool. Eyes lit up. These big boots on these little feet, and it was like, ah! Yeah, it was really, really cool. They loved it. Just the Ernabella Dance Festival at the end, I think, just to culminate the whole trip and seeing all the schools come together, it was really special. It was such a good night. I've always wanted to come to this part of Australia, ever since I was a kid, obviously Uluru and all that sort of stuff. But the overall experience was incredible. Like, I feel like I know a lot more about just the Indigenous people and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, Australian culture, and it makes me want to go back home and learn more. And I would definitely come here again.
Sam and I went to Freegon. Obviously we went to Uluru first, went to Freegon, then we went to Kenmore Park and then Ernabella. The culmination point, probably the best experience was watching the Kenmore Park performance. The performance was all about the bringing together of the Torres Strait Islander and the Aboriginal communities and also the Australians. And it was demonstrated in a way where there was respect in terms of the connection points, and it was a bit of a historical, intelligent, creative example of how the cultures kind of crossing and coming together, which is ultimately an emulation of this whole experience for us. It was the meeting points of, you know, Western society and Aboriginal culture, which was just, it was a powerful thing. And I definitely feel like I can walk away knowing that, a bit more proud of being Australian and actually knowing what Australia means. The good thing about Tap Dogs is, you know, going hand in hand with doing what you love. We get to see the world, and we get to see so many different communities and lifestyles, social economic structures. But again, coming back to Australia and seeing this kind of culture, which, you know, is my home, it was obviously fulfilling to actually be able to give back. So again, I'm so proud of where I come from and who I am, and I consider myself an Australian, and just to be able to give back in any which way that I can. One of my favourite moments was I joined the Kenmore Park kids in their hygiene routine. They do it once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and they sing songs and stuff, and basically they blow their nose, brush their teeth, comb their hair, and it was just, they're the cutest kids. And yeah, it was just awesome to be a part of that, because it's obviously a really important part of their education. A really nice moment. So we opened up the whole Ernabella dance competition with a 15-minute set, and it was awesome because for a lot of the kids it was probably their first time seeing tap dancing ever. And obviously we'd worked with them during the week, and so walking along the school grounds and having kids yell out, "Hey Sam," really kind of drove home that we did have a bit of an impact on them, and you know, there was a bit of a relationship there. Actually performing in the middle of the desert. Another one to add to the list of amazing places we performed with Tap Dogs. It was wicked, and seeing the kids' faces, and obviously they just lit up, and yeah, it was a nice moment.
So after the Ernabella Dance Festival, we got permission from the traditional landowners to visit a sacred site that was about a 5-hour drive on our way back to Uluru from where we were staying at Ernabella. When we drove up to the site, we witnessed 7 wells or water holes in the rock. They used to keep water here and put rocks over and fill the wells in just to make sure that there was 100% water here. Also within this site was traditional caves and paintings. Not many white folk go to these parts, and the last person that was there was the Australian Minister for Education. So we were all very honoured and grateful to having to witness this. So yeah, that was an amazing experience to have.
It's kind of hard to put into words, just eye-opening. There's nothing like it anywhere else in the world.